And the idea is that quite nice to actually build I'll definitely be propagating that.
Okay, right, so we've extracted the honey. I've yet to label it, it's another day. That's already beautiful stuff that is. But other than the honey itself, we've got a beautiful product that comes with it, which is wax. And I'm not great of everything, that I don't know everything. But these are two pieces of comb. This is like quite a newish drawn comb. Okay, quite very young, very obviously distinctive in colour. This has still got pieces of honey and then capped wax a bit on top. This is from a tree actually that fell. And this is brood body it's been used and used and used again. It would have been this colour, but it's been used and used again.
By the bees?
Obviously by the bees.
So they recycle it every year?
Yeah, they recycle it every year. They just go into it and, you know. So this is a byproduct which we can turn into candles. But whereas you'd have candles you could make candles out of them both and mix them, you'd have a mixed colour, you know, a diluted colour of this brown. Or if you use this and wax cappings, which is the scrapings off the frame, which is this beautiful stuff. And bees have cleaned this up for me a bit in the sunshine. Okay, I'd put that with that and make some nice pure, render it down to make nice tapered candles or moulded candles. But this here, although it can make candles, they're of a funny colour. But this melted down can be used for the leather industry, for, you know, putting nurturing stuff into nurturing leather back, whatever you think. Wax, furniture wax, they use it in all sorts of things, can't think off the top of my head. But anyway, so that sort of dark stuff you can use. And also any sort of wax that's rendered back down, the bee shops will have it back and they will reprocess it. Or you give it to them like this, you can get money for it. Oh. So what we're going to do, we're going to make our own. We use a lot of wood, restore bits of bobs and wax it. So we're going to make some blocks of wax for waxing wood, such as furniture wax. And we're going to make some tapered candles. We're going to get some bits of bobs of equipment to make them. I've got some cappings here from my very first harvest. These have been sealed, but I've got to drain them. They've got a bit of honey in, and every bit counts. But one thing I want to do, because we're off-grid, very much as off-grid as we can be, I've seen on the internet about making a solar wax melter. So I'm going to have a go at making one of them, see if it works. And then I'm going to just take somebody's ideas, make it my own, and see if the sun will power it to melt it down, and you know, and see how we go on, see how long that process takes, because you know it's like when you watch a video, it's all edited. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for some scraps of material, and it'll all be scraps, and build myself a solar extractor. I'm going to have a search, probably start that tomorrow or something. But that's where we're at. So I'm just going to try and look at processing this and draining this off, ready for mixing that with that. And and what I would do is strain this sort of stuff separately, because you're going to have, well, horrible stuff. There's going to be larva beetles, there's going to be dead bees in it. But this is a great, there's other things that comes from having beehives, and that's propolis, but we'll go into that another day when I start cleaning frames up. And obviously there's pollen grains, and I do have a pollen extractor, but I've never used it yet. Anyway, I'm waffling, so I'm going to get on.
Yes.
I'm always said, Paul, can you just explain it in 7 words? No. Okay, so I've been and got some scrap pieces of OSB board. I've got quite a few pieces. These have been used as shuttering. salvage from somebody. So yeah, I'm going to, and the sheet of acrylic that Caroline found. Just wait for this car to go by. So the Silvet. And so I'm going to build it to this side of the lid. I've got some bread trays, no, oven trays. So which I'd put into the scrap trailer, which I've now taken out, because actually I'm going to do some smoking and things like that, and I'm going to do some smoked honey. So this is an extractor to melt my wax, which I can just put outside in the sunshine. Then I don't have to do anything. And then I'm going to get my smoker out I built a few years ago and assemble it. That'll not be today. But I'm just going to get this up so that I can get a coat of black paint on it today. It's only bish bash. So yeah, just do that. The base is this big. I can just put some sides on, sloping, build a frame for the lid. Bob's a good. Bob's your uncle, Job's a good, and Bob's your uncle. And this. So I've got some pieces, just got to cut the front piece out and then cut these uprights to fit. I'm going to put a middle shelf in, but I'll explain that as we go along, because I might change my mind. But I want to get these pieces tidied up around the edges, get them glued and screwed, but yeah, I'll just pause while I just take all the rough edges off, cut the front, and then we'll glue and assemble stage one. So I've got most of my parts all together, well, for the actual box construction. So I've got them together, cleaned them up a bit, got rid of the old cement stuff off it. And I'm just going to glue these and screw them, then leave that to go off overnight, and then, well, it won't be tomorrow because I'm out working tomorrow, it clears. So I shall then get this sort of painted on, just on the outside. I've got to put a shelf in. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to look at some ideas actually. I'm going to put a shelf in to take a top tray, because I need a bottom tray for catching the wax and a top tray for the actual wax comb sitting on there itself and melting. So then that will filter then down through to the catchment tray at the bottom. So I need to just find out where I'm going to cut and put some battens across here, make a frame for the lid. I've left the height of the back taller, just so that it gives me some leeway with engine or whatever I need to do. Okay. Put that one there. That one there. So I've assembled it, glued it and assembled it. I've got to make a timber edge for this to sit on. But yeah, that'll dry. I'll bang some undercoat on it in a bit, and then that'll be the next stage forward for blackening it up. And then I'm going to line the inside with foil, insulating foil, as I've got some. So I'm going to do that. Put a shelf in for the other tray, but anyway, I'll do that. Show you later. But yeah, not a bad job. Bad scrap. So I'm just going to give you a quick update on the solar wax extractor. I've undercoated it. My tin of black paint had gone off, so I'd got a tin of metallic black. So I've given it a quick coat, but it needs another spray. So then what I've done is I've made myself a little frame in here that is sloping. We've got a slope on it, and on that frame sits this baking tray. We'll have a baking tray below, and we have this baking tray. Now this is a sliding size baking tray, so I can extend it out a bit more, shrink it down should I want to, but I don't need to. So that's the slope. So what I'm going to do, so the comb will sit in here and all my wax cappings or anything like that. I'm going to have some little pieces down here that will channel. Cut this lip off here, put some mesh underneath so that it well, I can cut it all. Actually, I could probably just cut a biggish hole, leave some rigidity in there, then put my mesh on. I'll see to that and whatever. And then the wax will sit in here, it'll be channeled through here and drop down into the tray down below. And yeah, so I just thought to give you, didn't film making that little frame. It's just a few pieces of scrap wood. Put some stoppers in just for the ease of the job. So yeah, and then I've made a lift frame, and I've just got to put the acrylic sheet on. But yeah, I'll give you an update when I come to finishing off. I'll give you an update. I just thought I'd show you where I was. Yeah, I don't want to film every boring little thing that I do. Anyway,
Just a little update on the progress of the stained glass bee. I'm about halfway there. Well, actually, I'm more than halfway there, because the tricky bit was the bee's bum. I'm multitasking at the moment. I'm working on a few other little projects. In fact, look at the state of the table. It was all clear the other day. Yeah, I've just got some little bits to solder up. Oh, and something of my sister, this is my sister's frog. It broke, so I bought it all the way to France to fix him. Okay, so they just need a good clean. making these for our Christmas event. I know it's only August, but takes a while, so I keep making a few every time it's too hot to be outside. And that's going all the way back to England. Today is Monday and we've got storm forecast. It started to rumble over in that direction. Paul's actually out teaching a class down in the Dordogne, about an hour from here. He says it's throwing it down there. So I'm fingers crossed that we might get some rain. So we've got a little bit of rain, starting to drip off the roof into the guttering. So that will be going into our newly positioned cuves. But it's not really very much rain, and there's actually blue sky over there now. We probably won't have to water the tunnels tonight, but it's not quite what we were hoping for. I mean, the thunder's actually making the doors and windows rattle, but I mean, it's quite scary when it's right overhead, to be fair. The house got struck by lightning one time. We're quite lucky. We only lost the router and the Humax box. Other people lost every appliance in their house that time, but yeah, it's stopping now. Oh well. So today is Sunday. I've come up to do some work in the polytunnel because, you might be able to hear, there's a few drops of rain. Don't think it's going to last, but there's some cloud cover, and that means it's a bit cooler to work in here. You might have seen me cut back the salvias a few weeks ago, and they're starting to really bounce back. I left some of them uncut, just so there was some in flower at the front of each row. But it's time to cut them back now. Otherwise, well, you can see what's happening here. They're just getting leggy and floppy. But it's pleasing to see them all bouncing back really nicely. And another job I've got to do today. Every year I collect seed from my salvias and I sow them. Because there's so many different varieties in here, often they're new hybrids. And I don't know what they're going to look like until they start to flower. And the reason these are all quite long and leggy is because I want them to flower as early as possible, so I don't cut them back like I would some that I've propagated for sale. But there's some quite nice ones this year. This one's lovely. I'll definitely be propagating that and have to try and think up a name. This one here, I'll try and focus on it. Very similar to one that I've produced a couple of years ago that I called Rhubarb Crumble. It's still quite nice. This one here is quite nice, pretty pale. Some of them look exactly like the original cultivar that I collected seeds from. This one here is from, looks like a royal bumble, and that comes true quite often. So I'll just cut that back, pot it on and put it with the other royal bumbles. Here's quite an interesting bi-coloured one. Yeah, there's one or two this year. I'll just show you some that I've done in the past. Where are we? So Rhubarb Crumble. That's this one here. Try and focus, yeah. That's one of mine. Pink Panther, which is a nice pink bicolour. What else have we got? Oh, this is one that one of my last year's seedlings, which I've propagated now by cuttings, and I've got quite a few. Haven't named this one yet, but it's a very nice peachy colour. This one is Rhubarb and Custard. That's one from 2-3 years ago. I'm looking for the original Jardin Creatif. Here we are. Try and get that one. So that was the first one that I grew and named. myself. So it's one of the nicer parts of the job, really. It's quite fun. It keeps my horticultural brain going. So today, yeah, I've got a load more cutting back to do, but I'm going to try and untangle the new ones. I shall photograph them, cut them back, pot them on to produce cuttings so that next year there'll be a new variety that I can offer. That one's lovely. So I'm photographing the really nice ones, and I shall put a label in that describes them. So this one is, it's a bit like a really deep pink panther. I use red labels for all my collected and sown seedlings, just so that I can distinguish them from other plants quite easily. And I put this in quite a big pot. Get it really growing on. And where are my secateurs? Oh, here they are. But then I've got to cut it hard back, probably to there, where I can see that I'm going to get some shoots coming from that stem. Take that off. So now I want to maximize how many new shoots it produces so that I can take lots and lots of cuttings. Put the label in, and that'll go back on the bench, but I'm going to water it in really thoroughly first. But what I can do with these is take some cuttings at the same time. Get me going. Didn't get that many bits off it really, but I might as well try. Oh, that one's broken. Okay, so water them well. They'll go in my propagator. It's really a bit too hot. It's going to be another heat wave this week, but I'm going to try and go for it anyway. But they'll need watering in first. So I've got part way through tidying up and cutting back and potting on these seedling salvias, but it's just too hot in here now. I can't bear it any longer, so I'll have to try and get up early tomorrow and finish off the rest of it. We had no customers yesterday, Saturday, so we've decided we're going to close altogether next Saturday because first of all it's a national holiday in France, so a lot of businesses will be closed, and it's also our wedding anniversary, and we've decided to try and do something nice, go out for the day, maybe do some canoeing. So being as we've had no customers for about 8 weeks now, we're not going to stay in and wait for them on our wedding anniversary, and that's that. Just going to show you the state of our grass. This is a beautiful meadow. It was beautiful this spring. We normally cut it sort of mid to late June, and then we get the late summer flowering wildflowers, but it's just not doing very much at all at the moment. We've actually got a storms forecast for the weekend, which will be typical if we decide to take a day off, and rain every day for the entire week afterwards. So we'll see. Hello, girls. We have, quite a lot of shrubs dying off. It's a real shame. Getting a few tomatoes now, though. Some peppers. Some chilies. Aubergine. More dead shrubs. Yeah, it's been a tough year. So this little candelabra here is actually, it's a candelabra.
It's a candelabra.
But it's in this bed because it makes quite a cute plant support, although the plant that it was supporting I've cut right back because it's gone well over now. But we noticed that night before last, we sat in the hayloft watching a little grape tip coming, and because there's been a bit of rain, coming and drinking out of each of these little holes. So we've started filling them up. It's a bit tricky because
we're losing valuable water, but
well, the hose, it shoots out a bit too quickly. But
but you see how it makes a little sauce.
Yeah, and for insects as well, no doubt.
As well. Well, obviously,
bees.
So,
this is just a little thing that we're doing.
So we've got another couple of these. So we fill them.
I've watered that one.
You've watered that one because we've just found this one. We just found this one
This one's
leaning up and thought, oh, where's another?
This one's good because the little cups below are quite
There's
deep.
a few bits of wax in that one.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that out actually.
Yeah,
but what we do, I love oysters. So when I save my oyster shells.
Shall we walk around there and do those?
And we fill our oyster shells up. So we make little insect drinking stations for the oyster shell with the oyster shells. It's about the only use the oysters have been, because they haven't done hotels. So we'd have these oyster shells. There's this and tapas dishes are great. There's a few spills over. And the tapas dishes is that they can crawl down and sit in here. We'll have to sit it there. A bit more water in, please, Caroline. That's it. And then they can sit in there. And we have them all in various places around the garden, so that when it rains, it just sits.
Little insect
things. So, oysters are not just for one thing; they're for other things.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, you didn't know it. Well, I've been mentioning it, but bum. Anyway, we're going to go and sit up the hayloft and have a drink. We've just watered.
So this is the wax extractor in operation. Looks a bit different inside because it's got the old brood comb. And the idea is that it melts and goes down through this mesh.
I don't know what my shadow's in, so I keep having to move, so bear with me.
So it's really hot in here, and if you look down the bottom...
Sorry, I've just managed to be able to see the screen to see where the mesh bit is.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, okay. So Caroline explained that. And you can see that yellow wax on the bottom tray.
So it's amazing actually that the dirty brown colour of the comb and the wax is actually quite golden, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But it's taken 2 days to get that much, hasn't it? So
yeah. Are you going to see how hot it is?
No, I don't want to stick my fingers in it.
No,
with this, okay.
I brought your probe.
Okay, yeah, oops, okay.
So 100
Well, it's about 130 Fahrenheit. It's going up. It's still going up. Wow. But I'm not sure I can stand here until it's decided to.
Yeah, let's just.
So
it's
it's working, but it's rather slow. So we might have to.
I mean, it's something you can forget about and keep feeding, I suppose.
That's true. But it's quite cool.
But we wanted to make some
We
candles,
want to
didn't
make
we?
some
We
candles,
bought
so
the
I think
stuff.
we're going to have to just melt some in a pan.
Yeah, well, we can
Yeah,
do.
we'll have a go at that.
Yeah, we'll get some
Okay.
equipment together.
Yeah.
Somebody, i.e. me, put 3 bottles of beer in the fridge to cool slightly because we had friends for the night. Luckily, it's all non-alcoholic. Non-alcohol.
Yeah, but there's broken glass all in the freezer now, and we were going to go out. Shall we just shut the door and do it when we get back? Because
it seems
because there's a lot of stuff.
lot of work to do there.
Yeah, that's not going to be simple to clean off.
No.
Frig's sake.
Frig's sake. So this is frozen beer. Non-alcoholic, so I'm so pleased that it's non-alcoholic.
Well, now you don't have to drink them.
No, don't touch drinkers because they are revolting.
Right, close the door and let's go out.
Let's go out.
And we'll do it when we get back.
It's like bee bread.